We'll take first question, second row here in the front.
Jordan Davis with Oklahoma. Tyrese, first, it's kind of a two-part question. First off, how does it feel to actually finally be here at the NBA Finals? And then secondly, can you just detail the last 24 hours with you? I know that, the plane got diverted from Tulsa because of the tornado. Just what was your reaction to that?
No, I'm excited to be here. Obviously, the finals is a very special thing and something I've wanted to be a part of, my whole life. And so to be here means the world. And I'm just, taking it all in, soaking it all in, and really excited, for this moment. As far as yesterday, we took off, and I slept the whole plane ride, which I don't normally do. And we landed, and I was ready to get up, and they said we were in Tulsa. We sat there for another, hour, and then we took off again and felt like we were in the air again for another, hour and a half. We didn't land here until, what time we landed, 7, which normally would be, 8 back home, so it's like a 5-hour travel day. We might as well just travel to Portland or something. But, yeah, no, it was a long travel day, but what can you do? None of us can control the weather. There's worse problems in life. We'll be fine.
Jeff on the right side.
Jeff Zilgate, USA Today. Tyrese, you guys have faced some pretty talented point guards in the playoffs. You get another one here. I was wondering, when you watch Shea during the regular season, do you watch it as someone you might be competing against in a situation like this? Are you able to look at his game from purely I enjoy basketball perspective? And what are some of those thoughts you have when you do watch him play?
Yeah, I think all the above. You have to watch him and understand you're in the same league. So, of course, you're going to have to compete against him at some point. What he's been able to do this year has been amazing. He's an amazing player, the MVP of our league, rightfully so for a reason. And I think we're looking forward to the challenge of competing against him and this whole group for that matter. So it's going to be a lot of fun. They're a great team, well coached. He's an amazing player, and it's going to be a fun series.
Standing over here on the left.
What's up, man? Jerry McCain, NBA player correspondent. My question is, being a lead point guard in the NBA, how do you balance attacking the basket, being aggressive for yourself, but also managing passing to others and making sure everybody's involved?
Yeah, I think there's ebbs and flows to it. There's never a consistent right answer. I'm at my best when I'm obviously more aggressive, but I think every game calls for something different. And I'm not perfect. I have bad games, and I'll have a game where I shoot 5 shots and I pass the ball too much, and I'll have a game where I shoot too much and probably could have passed a little more. So there's no right or wrong answer, and I think the best thing to do is just learn from experience. And not like I'm a vet or OG or anything. I'm in year 5, but I just try to learn as much as I can from these experiences, to help me, as my career goes forward.
On your right, Mark Spears.
Mark Spears, ESPN's Landscape. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Just talk about what your dad has meant to you. I know he's gotten a lot of news in the other direction, but what has he meant to you in your basketball journey and also as a father?
Yeah, obviously my relationship with my pops is well documented. He means the world to me. He's been my biggest fan my whole life. My dad doesn't think that I can do any wrong. He thinks my whole life he's always said I'm the best. I'm going to be the best. And, we have a very close relationship growing up. My dad got laid off when I was in elementary school, so I lived down the road from the elementary and the middle school, and so I would make my dad drive me every day, and that was just how we connected. And then growing up, he started working third shift, so my only real time to connect with him was in the morning. We would watch, Sports Center or whatever together in the morning before he would drop me off at school and sleep for the rest of the day until he had to ref or whatever the case was. So me and my dad are really close, and obviously that's well documented. I'm excited that he's going to be, in the building, and the NBA has allowed him, to be back, in Indy as well. And I think that the commentary around my dad, I think, got a little ridiculous, and of course I'm going to say that I'm his son, and it got a little over the top. He was wrong, and that is what it is. And I don't think any of us want to be defined by our worst moments, and that's just sports media. Sometimes we just take a super good thing or a super bad thing and overblow it, and it is what it is. But he's learned from it, and it won't happen again. But love my pops dearly, and really thankful that he's going to be in the building, and along with me on this journey.
Back left.
Michael Pina, The Ringer. Tyrese, what makes Alex Caruso such an effective defender on and then even more so off the ball?
I think he's just got a great basketball mind. He's got a really high IQ as a defender, and just as a basketball player in general. It seems like he's always in the right spots. And then I saw a Zach LaVine interview the other day where he called him like a crash dummy. He's just willing to put his body in so many different places and just do whatever it takes to win. And he's a great player. And last year, my last couple of years having to deal with him in Chicago, I was glad he was out of our division, and here we are again. So definitely excited to compete against him and this whole team.
Tim on the right, the front.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Tyrese, congrats on getting here.
Appreciate it.
When or if did you stop being fueled by doubters? You were passed up a few times in the draft, obviously, and was it getting the second contract, Olympic gold medal? Like, has there been a moment where you're like, okay, I no longer have to be fueled by this stuff, or in some way, is that still a driving force for you?
No, I've never stopped. It'll never stop. That's just I think that's part of my drive. Obviously, I want to be the best. I want to be, I want to be great. I want to squeeze every ounce of God-given ability that I have to be the best player I can be. But any doubt is always good for me. I love to hear that stuff, and I'll continue to tell you guys in certain moments that it doesn't matter what people say, but it matters, and I enjoy it. I think the greats try to find, external motivation as much as they can, and that's something that's always worked for me. It doesn't I understand what you're saying. It doesn't solidify who I am. I know who I am. I don't need anybody to tell me who I am or who I am as a player or a person. I'm grounded in myself, and I think a lot of that is through, the Lord and Jesus and knowing who I am. But I think that extra doubt, that extra fuel always helps.
Over here, third row, center.
Deportes en Línea, Dominican Republic. What can you remember playing alongside Chris Duarte?
Great teammate of mine. Loved playing alongside him. A guy that I still have a relationship with to this day. And when I got traded here, he was a big part of helping me in my transition here. So, I got a lot of love for CD and his fam.
Vince?
Tyrese, right in the middle. Vince Gould, Yahoo Sports. Congrats on getting here. The two best teams with the best record since January 1st has been you guys in Oklahoma City, yet there's this decided advantage people see Oklahoma City having. You're one of the biggest underdogs in recent NBA Finals history. How do you see that? How do you take that? Do you see it that way? Do you see Oklahoma City being this great team that you're going to have to upset? How do you view this series basically from 30,000 feet?
Yeah, they're a great team. They're historically great on both sides of the ball. They have the MVP. There's so many different things that you could name down the list of why they are so great at what they do and why they're such a great team. And, we know that this is a great team, and I wouldn't want to, if we were to win a championship, I don't want to win any other way. I don't want to go around or go over. I want to go through. You want to go through the best team. You want to go through the best challenge. So this is the best challenge, and this is the best team in the NBA. It's been the best team in the NBA all year, and they're well coached. They just do everything so well. So there's no shortcuts to beating this team. And we know the odds are stacked against us, but, it is what it is. We want to be here. We want to play against the best, and this is the best. So, we're looking forward to the challenge as a group.
Joe, final question right here.
Hey, Ty. You've talked about this before. Maybe it was when you signed your extension. But being from Oshkosh and then going through Ames, and now you're in Indianapolis, which is a small market. And you know that small market has been kind of a discussion this week. I guess within that light, can you describe, the charm or what you like about playing in Indianapolis?
Well, yeah, I'm from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Town of like 70,000 people. There's nothing to do. I didn't have anything to do growing up. I stayed in the house or went to the local YMCA to play basketball, or went to the high school to play, or went to my park at Oakland Elementary, or whatever the case was. There wasn't a ton to do. So I just think in my life, I really feel like right now in my life, I'm not talking about basketball, but in the off season or whatever, I think I could live anywhere and be just fine. As long as I got my dog, my video game, and a court, I'll be fine. So I just feel like being in Indy, it's a great place for me. And it's Indy is a much bigger place than I'm even accustomed to. And I know people say, it's a small market or whatever the case is, but, I'm not I didn't grow up somewhere where it was much bigger, have more to do. So I love being in Indy. Indy's been a great place for me and my family. My whole family lives there now, so we love being there. It's a lot of fun for me. I don't need like the glitz and glamour of a large city or anything. I really like the I think maybe like hometown, like small town feel from our fans, right? Like I think OKC can relate to that as well. Like our home court advantages are different because people are really passionate about our teams, and their parents were passionate about the team, and their parents before that were passionate about the team. So I think that's like a different type of home court advantage or a different type of fan than like a bigger city, if that makes sense. So that's why I enjoy being a part of it, and why I want to be a part of it, for the rest of my career. I really enjoy, being a Pacer.
Thank you, Tyrese.